Let's kick it off with the first team is Baltimore Ravens. Man, they have had one heck of an April. One heck of April. Lamar Jackson is here to stay. Another episode for another day, but I love it, love it, love it, love it. Paid, I mean, got paid, and it's a beautiful thing. Starting off with pick number 1, 22nd pick overall, Zay Flowers out of Boston College. Man, if we were talking about attire, he was probably the best dressed draft pick there. Dude was looking super swaggy. But Zay Flowers, that's a deep threat. Has a history of some drop balls, but hopefully you can get that corrected. That's a guy who's going to ball out. Don't forget Odell Beckham's there. So, man, this is expect a lot of passing yards for Lamar Jackson this year. Trenton Simpson, potentially the best linebacker in this whole draft, man. At least in the top 3 conversation. Love that pick. Tavius Robinson, linebacker, outside linebacker, Ole Miss. Caillou Blue Kelly, cornerback, Stanford. Then we have, and please forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, Mala Isala Amuve Lalu, offensive tackle, Oregon, and Andrew Voorhees, who will probably be out this whole year because he did tear his ACL in the combine, but that's a dude who was expected to be gone by the end of the second round. So, again, huge steal. MSN.com gives them a B. B is in Bravo. I am going to take it a step further. I'm going to give it a B+. I like it a little more than what MSN is giving them. They're beefing up the receiver game. I would have liked them to take them get another receiver. Okay, they got to beef up that core, man. I think it's really important. Is Odell Beckham really going to stay healthy the whole year, man? And you're having to rely really on a rookie, Zay Flowers, and then also your tight end. So we'll see what happens there. I would have liked him to see them, probably get another running back, but I like what they did, man. I like that they're beefing up the O-line. They got some really good guys. That defense will stay steady. Love what they did. And then, of course, Caillou Blue Kelly, man, that's a guy who, should have been gone potentially by the beginning of 3rd, and he slid all the way down to 6th. Love the pick. Mike, where you at with the Ravens?
Man, I'm going to give it an A. I can't even cap, man. I like their draft a lot because that sneaky underrated pick, Andrew Voorhees, obviously we know he's hurt, but that dude is an absolute bully. Like, he's a Richie Incognito type guard. Like, get in there, destroy whoever's in front of him. So as soon as he gets back next year, this will be a redshirt year for him. That's a guy that is going to start right away. Zay Flowers, absolute beast, man. Real attacks the ball. Reminds me of Steve Smith, honestly. Like, a Steve Smith type there, 5'9", physical. He goes up and attacks the ball. And then Trenton Simpson, man, it was insane that guy was there in the 3rd round. That's a guy I was hoping the Broncos drafted. We drafted Drew Sanders, but Trenton Simpson, I think, is an absolute dog. He's going to come in there right away and take that middle linebacker position. So I think, like, when you look at the full thing, that offense is going to be dangerous, man. You got J.K. Dobbins coming back, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews, Odell Beckham Jr., and then you add Zay Flowers to that. I can't help but give that team an A, man, and Lamar got his bag. Congratulations on that.
I love it, man. You're showing them a lot of love. I love it. All right, then we got the Cincinnati Bengals, man. Let's go. I got a lot to say about this. Okay, MSN.com took and gave them a B+. B as in Bravo. They got edge rusher out of Clemson, Miles Murphy. DJ Turner, the fastest cornerback in the draft in the 2nd round. Love that pick. Coming out of Michigan. Jordan Battle, safety, Alabama. Love it. Charlie Jones, wide receiver, Purdue. That guy's really solid. I watched quite a bit of his tape. Chase Brown, running back, Illinois. I wasn't too sure about this at first, but then I saw the man ran for, I think it was almost 2,000 yards, or he got 2,000 yards his last year in college. And his brother's also on the team too, Sidney Brown. And then there's Andre Yosivash, wide receiver, Princeton, former track star. Dude is so fast. Let me, friend of the show, if you get a chance to watch the interview, he's been on this show before. I know Andre personally. This guy, the knock on him is that he only has lateral speed, but then you watch his tape, and there's a tape that came out a little later, is that no, he can go horizontal, he can run slants, he can do it all. So Andre is that guy. What a freaking steal. I mean, literally, he's, day 2 talent, and he slid all the way down to round 6. Dude's going to ball out. Brad Robbins, punter, Michigan, and then DJ Ivy. All right, they give him a B+. I'm going to give him an A+. I'm going to give him an A+, Mike. And I love what they did. Listen, Mike, we've been saying for a minute, that's probably what lost him the Super Bowl was the secondary. That's what's losing in games is the secondary. Not saying the quarterback don't have bad games and stuff, but the secondary, it's an issue when your best guy is Eli Apple, and who's kind of a mid-range guy and gets in, his mouth gets him in trouble a little bit. Great guy overall, but I'm just talking about on the field. They could do a lot better. So for them to get DJ Turner, you're adding speed. Jordan Battle, hit stick. He's gonna knock the wind out you. And then DJ Ivy has some development more. Thought he could do a little better in the Reese Senior Bowl. Overall, I like DJ Ivy. I think he's gonna be a star in the league in the next 2 to 3 years. You attack those 3 positions, then you add Chase Brown, Andre Osivach. I mean, just those guys. I love it. I give him an A+. Mike, where you at, man?
Yeah, I give them an A, man. They added a lot of speed, like you just talked about, a lot of speed, and they fixed the secondary. I mean, their secondary after this and the offseason moves they made is completely fixed. Miles Murphy is nothing to sneeze at. Dude is very, very physical. That'll come in there, rotate in at DN. They run that 4-3 DT. He'll be a DND tackle. And I know we talked about not talking about undrafted free agents, but they got Jackson Kirkland. So I think that adds to this as well, friend of the show, man. So I really like what they did. And obviously DJ Ivy from the U, that dude is a hit stick. He has a little bit more to work on, but I think that dude's a beast. And that secretary, worst case, will be a special teams contributor. So I really like the draft. They had a ton.
Most definitely, man. And real quick, again, we're not talking UDFAs. That's another episode for another day. Shaka Hayward, friend of the show, he also took and signed with Houday Nation. So love that pickup. He's a linebacker, by the way, out of Duke, outside linebacker. He's going to ball out. I expect him to make the team too. Then we got the Cleveland Browns. Man, I got a lot to say about this one, Mike. Now, according to MSN, they gave him an A-. Probably going to be somewhere in that area. They got Cedric Tillman, wide receiver. Then they got Siaki Ika, D tackle Baylor. That guy's a mauler, man, and he slid all the way down to 4. I think in 2 to 3 years he could really develop into something special. Then they got DeJuan Jones, who, don't quote me on this, guys. He's like 370 something pounds, but he's also like 6'8", 6'7". I want to say 6'8", but light on his toes. Mm-hmm. Had a great Reese Senior Bowl. Concerns about weight there, but that guy's a beast. Isaiah McGuire, edge rusher. Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Again, he's not coming in to start. He's coming to take him back up the quarterback. So that's going to be a guy who, if in the event the main quarterback goes down, Watson, then he could come and do his thing. Cameron Mitchell, Northwestern. Then there's Luke Weipler, center, Ohio State. I like this draft a lot. I'm going to give it a solid B. I felt like, there were better receivers that they could have got at Cedric Tillman at that point in the draft. Though Cedric is a beast. Let's see how that transfers into the NFL. And then I felt that they could have probably waited a little bit to get a quarterback. But at that point in the draft, a lot of quarterbacks went in rounds 4 and 5. So, and of course, they, again, notable undrafted free agents. They got a lot of really good guys. But as far as that, I felt like they could have got a little more star power. So I give them a B. MSN gives them A-. Mike, where you got them at?
I'm going to give them that B+ range, honestly, because their first pick wasn't to the 3rd. And they got Cedric Tillman, who will come in and start. So getting a receiver in the 3rd round that'll start. Siaki Ika is a big guy. He will be in there on obvious running downs. He's like 6'4", 334. You're not going to be able to move that guy unless your name is DeJuan Jones, who's also on their team. So I feel like they plugged they got guys that are going to be instant contributors, and their first pick was in the 3rd round. So I think they really hit on it compared to where they were. And Luke Weipler is a guy that I think in a year or two will be their starting center. They got a guy in the 6th, 7th round that's going to be a starting center pretty well. So I think they did a phenomenal job for where they were at.
I love it, man. That's fair. That's definitely fair. Then they got the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, so pick number 14, first round. They got Broderick Jones, offensive tackle, Georgia. That guy's going to be a day 1 starter, man. Then they got Joey Porter Jr. His dad's on the team. I love that pick. He was a first-round talent. It's just with how crammed that, the talent. This is a freaking fantastic draft that will probably have future Hall of Famers in it, to be honest with you. So for him to slide this second and for Steelers to get that, I love it. Keanu Benton, extreme. I mean, this guy can play on the edge, but he's a D tackle, Wisconsin. Darnell Washington. Some concerns about character in there. I don't know, but that guy is a man-child out there. He's going to do a great job for the Steelers. Then there's Nick Herbig. Oh, man, I love this pick. They beefed up their defense so good. Coming out of Wisconsin. Corey Trice, cornerback, Purdue. Spencer Anderson, offensive guard, Maryland. Y'all, look, man, I love this. They got receivers. They kind of have it all over there in Pittsburgh, man. I'm going to give this one I'm gonna give it an A. I'm gonna give it an A. I don't really have anything bad to say. Mike, where you at, man?
Yeah, I like it. I give them an A as well, man. And their draft pissed me off because they had players that they drafted that I really wanted on my team. I was just seething, man. Them and the Bears kind of messed up what I wanted the Broncos to do. But Broderick Jones will be protecting Kenny Pickett's blind side for future. Joey Porter was a top 20 prospect, fell to the second round. He's going to fit in that right away. Keanu Benton is somebody I really wanted on the Broncos. Big physical run stopper, and he has some pass rushing chops. And Darnell Washington, man, 6'7", 270. He's like a sixth lineman on the field for them, and the line was their weakest position. But he can also is a receiving threat, man. He's 6'7". He's a tight end for a reason. And then Corey Trice, man, 6'3", 203, ran like a 4.45 40. So another physical, quick corner, and that was a weakness for them as well, man. The first draft for their GM Con did a great job, and they're going to get coached up by arguably a top 3 coach in the NFL. So I think they hit their draft out the park.
I love it. Hey, man, all 3 of us, you and I, and then MSN, we all gave it an A. Oh, man, that's great. Well, folks, that is our AFC North draft predictions. Please comment below. Let's have a discussion. Let me know your thoughts. Did you hate what your team did? Because they did something better. Again, we didn't really try to touch UDFAs this episode. Comment below and hit that subscribe button for more content. We cover all 32 NFL teams. You guys have a blessed night. Catch you on next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thanks for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where I cover all 32 NFL teams plus NFL exclusive interviews. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the alerts, comment below, and we'll catch you next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith.